this, if you bought it at a tax auction, there's redemption period
No.
for the owner?
No.
Not in California?
Not in California.
No
There's a
redemption period.
1 year.
Once it sells, it's yours?
Yeah, we're a tax deeded state. It sells free and clear of any liens or encumbrances except for an IRS lien. So they use the term redemption period, but that's wrong, because basically there's a 1 year period for the previous owner of record to challenge the sale. But we use a company called Tax Title Services to close that tax loophole and make it a clean title.
Is that happens, that's
Yeah.
another step of your procedure, it just happens as soon as you
As
close
soon as
it.
I buy it, we call
What's
it tax
that,
title.
what's the company you said,
Tax Title Services. Right now, we're looking at the creative ways to milk money out of it. So it has a full acre of mature eucalyptus trees. So my aunt and uncle, being big into mead, talked to the Davis apiary, and they want the palm, eucalyptus palm.
Wow.
And then we're looking to another company that wants the oil from the leaves. And then there's guys getting 20,000 a table for natural cut
Wow.
eucalyptus.
Wow.
So
So
you're gonna
we're gonna
third cut it?
timber. We're gonna timber out a U. We're gonna leave the border and then kind of give a new buyer the vision of the beach if they
And
put
it's
their house
a
on it.
buildable lot.
Yeah, I've got a 2.5 minute voicemail from the environmental guy confirming the ability of septic and wells.
Did they have to go through planning and
They'll have to go through a
Coastal
feasibility.
Commission?
No,
no?
no coastal commission.
In a land trust, the trustee doesn't have any power. They only hold title, and then the beneficiaries run it. And they do everything. And if they need the trustee to do something, they have a written directive to the trustee that says, drop sign these mortgage papers, do whatever it is. So the trustee is sort of the figurehead and is the technical owner of the property. But it's entirely without power, except for the beneficiaries giving him the power to do something. And so, in a regular family trust, the trustee calls the shots and runs the property. And this is good because you can do all kinds of things in the trust. Let's say, ideally, if I had a property in a trust, I was the beneficiary of the trust, everything inside the trust is confidential. There's nothing on record. And even the trust agreement is not knowable unless somebody gives you a copy of it. And I mean, it's not on public notice. And if you wanted to just sell the trust to somebody else, you can have them purchase your beneficiary interest, and then it would belong to them. The trustee would be the same for all.
And you set those up too, right?
Yeah.
And what does it cost for that, as like an LLC cost $800, what is that for the trust?
Well, you need to file a deed with the county. So it's whatever the county recorders used to be, because if you have a house and you decide to put your own house into a land trust where you are the 100% beneficiary, you have a federal right to do that, and it's not considered a sale, and there are no transfer taxes or anything. So you do that, you file the E-Corp with it, the preliminary change of ownership form, that when you buy a property, that you have to file with the deed. And so the county's on notice. And, but anyway, once you are the 100% beneficiary, you can sell off, and because it's so private, you could sell off 50% or give your kids 50%. You can make the trust agreement specify who the beneficiaries are. I just did one for a family where the woman is herself, she's the beneficiary, but her successor beneficiary is her daughter. And I told her to think about maybe having her daughter also be a co-beneficiary, so that she has equal clout as her mother as far as taking care of the property. But then, once you die, everything goes according to the trust, and just automatic transfer.
And no taxes applied?
Well, there may be some transfer taxes. It
But no
depends on-
But there's no will, you don't need a
But there's
will
no
for
will,
that.
and as far as the title goes, the title just goes on. Whoever is the trustee continues. I mean, you can make successor trustees or you could make co-trustees. One I made a couple of months ago was for a guy who was only marginally able. So we put him as the trustee, but in the trust agreement, we gave him a co-trustee, so that if he's around the bend at certain times, his co-trustee can take care of things.
And you stick with the plan.
Yep,
right?
do not go off your plan or you'll be,
And so in running your estimates and your numbers, obviously, big part of what we do is develop discipline.
Right.
You don't wanna overbid on anything just
Right.
because you're emotionally attached to it
Right.
now, right? You know, stick with the plan, come up with the numbers on the plan, bid accordingly. Here's my max offer,
Right.
not $1 more.
Right.
But as somebody who's gonna live there and who's gonna keep it as a rental, you can definitely pay more than if you're gonna rehab it and sell it on.
Right. And that's my plan, is
Yeah.
just to keep it, learn how to be my goal is to get rental property and become a landlord and get cash flow through that.
Are there tenants in it?
Yes. One is long term and one's a month to month.
So what's the cash flow of the property?
Like I said, they're getting $800 per unit
Per unit.
right now, yeah. And they're doing kind of something weird because there's only one electrical and one water. And so the owner's paying it, and then the tenant just pays like $50 I think a month. So if I plan on keeping it and I can rent it out like that, plan on getting a separate
yeah.
meter
Definitely.
for both units.
Separate meters,
Separate.
applications, rewires.
It can be.
Heads up.
Money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, but research it.
Right.
Research it.
Right.
yeah.
You know, my daughter bought a house in Oakland Hills, and they bought it, it was a duplex. When they sold it, they put it back to single family. The minute that they bought it, they rebuilt the extra apartment on the top there, and they rent it out. It's totally not legal, you know, but
Right.
they rent it out, they get super good money for it, and they do the same thing where they pay all the utilities and
Right.
stuff, so the rent's included.
Right.
Nobody ever gives them a
So
second.
you're looking at what, 19,000 a year gross
Yeah.
as it stands? And you're asking for $108,000 mortgage?
Yep.
So even with taxes and expenses, if you paid $9,000, basically one unit's paying your
Yeah.
expenses.
You can live for free.
And my only thing is, the deeper I dug into the whole non-conforming duplex is, from what I've read, that the city's okay with it unless something happens to the house, like it burns down, or
Right.
I'd have to build it back as a single family.
There's some kind of liability.
Exactly. Or I can't do any kind of I can't get any kind of permits as far as like repairs or anything for as it currently stands. That's what
That's what they call non-conforming use. You
Right.
have to go
Yeah.
back into its, to what it conforms to.
Right.
Right.
Which
Right.
just makes you do repairs without permits, which seems to be
Right.
bad for the city, but then,
Yeah.
you know,
Make sure you have a pretty lengthy due diligence process. So
I
you do
did.
your research.
So I called the lender that I'm going through, and he said it's a good idea to get a little lengthy due diligence because 2 or 3 consultants take a little while to kind of do inspections. So he said do that, get a little longer length.
Don't 203s take like 45 days to 60 days?
Right.
Well, isn't the other thing about 203Bs, don't they require licensed contractors? So that may make you do the permits, and if you
Yeah.
can't do the permits,
Yeah,
that might be kind of a.
your contractors have to come from a pre-approved list, I think. And so they're all licensed.
And will the city let you do that? Let you do the permits? Say they won't let you.
That's what it's
Yeah. So.
Exactly.
Well, it's gonna be an adventure. But the thing is, no, I want to encourage you,
Uh-huh.
because if you don't step into your
Right.
Right.
discomfort zone, you're not gonna learn it.
Yeah, that's kind of why I'm kind of want to do it, just so.
You know, I mean,
I can-
what am I doing?
Yeah.
Some of these houses across the country.
Yeah.
The assessor's database
Uh-huh.
through Netter Online, do you know that
I do
service?
not,
NETR Online, and it's a national database, and you can go into whatever state, and you can go to the recorder's office or the assessor's office and get whatever public data there is.
Yeah.
You put it in the address or the APN or the grantee index. You sometimes can't see, most of the time in California, you can't actually see the documents, but you can see the titles,
Gotcha.
which is helpful.
Right.
And, but I think the assessor's website would be revealing.
I think that's where I found the information as far as, they tried to get it permitted and either canceled or something.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I went to the planning department and see what I could dig up there, and they said there's nothing on the records right now on the radar for that property, and they told me to go to records, and I went to records and just requested a bunch of whatever I could find from the property, and nothing really came up from city records.
Well,
So
when you find the attorney, tell me who it is, because I need it too.
Are you planning on, keeping it as a rental?
that's ideal. Yeah, I plan on basically house hacking. So live in one, and
You know, with the 203K, you're expected to live there.
for a year, yes. So yeah, I was gonna. So the plan
Actually,
is
it's not a year, it's 90 days.
really.
Really?
That's it?
Yeah,
That's it. Oh, well,
Good to
but
know.
yeah, good to know. But yeah, so that the plan is live in one and rent out the other, and then do my 90 or whatever is required of me, and then rent out both units. So the plan is I would like to rent out both units, but if to me I think it's 180's fairly safe that I can play like kind of learn from this experience because I have no real estate experience at all, and I think 180 would be good just to get my
You have an
feet wet
estimated
and-
cost to convert it?
I do not.
Is it already,
might
but
be-
it's already converted?
It's
isn't it?
complete.
Yeah,
It's
just
it's
the
being
garage.
rented out.
You use
It's,
the garage.
it's
Well,
not
Yeah.
conforming, so you're
Does it
missing the
have-
garage.
Right.
Does it have any garage?
No.
Well, you might check, cause I've heard rehabbers in the past say about Sacramento, that if you don't have a garage, or if you tear down a garage, it's like torture to get a permit to put a new
Really?
garage in.
Okay.
You might wanna check with that.
Right.
I don't know anything about that person.
Could
I
you
just
Right.
heard
bypass
that.
that by putting up a carport instead on either side?
Yeah. It said 2-car garage. As far as the city ordinance, it said 2-car garage, 20-foot by 10-foot.
Per
That's what
per
they say.
side.
Planning should be able to
Or
help
just-
you there, to give the characteristics of what you.
Right,
need
and
to do.
it's got enough land and property or room in the back
No, that's,
to support
you
it.
shouldn't care, but
Yeah,
you might check.
yeah.
But call rental housing, especially if you're gonna actually rent things there, because, they'll talk to you for free.
Uh-huh.
They'll of course want you to join when you have a rental property, which isn't free, but,
Right.
you
Okay,
fill in the
thanks.
forms and all that stuff.
Right.
They're a good resource, and they have attorneys that come like once a month, and they have like a free question and answer, and you can go with all your legal questions.
Great. Yeah.
Well,
Thank you.
there's a source of the attorneys,
Yeah,
yeah.
a lot of them are
What,
eviction.
you're talking about the
attorneys.
rental association or?
Rental
Yeah.
Housing Association.
Rental housing.
Let me ask you, what is the value of the property after you convert them into duplexes?
So I've looked in that area after it's been converted to a duplex. Then again, the houses that I saw did not have garages either. So I don't know if they're.
Well, you gotta make it conforming, so you gotta have the garage.
So yeah, I don't know if those properties that I looked at that were sold.
Were
I didn't know
valued
if they were
in the way
conforming
that
as
were
well
Were
because they did
there
not have
that are
garages.
conforming?
What's that?
Were there properties that were conforming with the garages, and where are they valued at?
So in that area, around 250.
250. So
Yeah.
you're
300.
buying it at 180,
Uh-huh.
right? And it's 250.
Well, but he's gonna keep it, so what are the rents?
It's in that area right now. Currently, it's renting at 800 up for both. Because it's a two and one.
Oh, you
Up
can
and
get a
down.
lot more than that.
Right now. And I see Sacramento kind of as a up and coming
Oh.
area.
It's more than up and down.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah,
it's already
Yeah.
yeah. So I think I can get a little bit more. I just not 100% confident in the non-conforming part.
Right.
Do you have a card?
I don't know.
Well, how
Do you
are
have-
we supposed to get a hold of you?
So lesson number one. make sure
Brand-
you have cards. Bring cards with you.
Daryl, what's your number?
My phone number is 707
Yeah,
365 9485.
948, what's your last name?
Panamora, PE.
Okay.
And
I think
yeah.
you've been sending, some emails out. I have your name somehow in my computer.
Oh,
It's Daryl?
yeah. I posted it on the group
Yeah.
to
Okay.
see,
That's
just to
right.
kind of get feelers out there, see if anybody has experience in it.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good project to tackle.
Julie and I have lots of sources for at least some wisdom in Sacramento.
Great. Oh,
Yeah, so really, the clubs that we belong to and the people that we've gotten to know over the years.
great.
Hey, stick with your game plan.
Mhm.
Do what you know. Don't be creative and try to do something different because the numbers work this way. Right? Next thing you know, you're gonna go, man, this is a whole new world for me, man. I'm doing work out of state. I'm doing this. I'm like, oh, I don't have boots on the ground. I don't, whatever it is. Stick with what you know. When you get comfortable with that, then you can start venturing out into other things. Maybe partner with another person with that new product or that new method. Partner with somebody who can help you through the process before jumping in with both feet. But stay disciplined. Sellers know the market's hot. They're gonna want top dollars for the
Exactly.
property.
Oh yeah, it's summertime, so they
It's
think that
summertime.
summertime means extra $100,000, but it doesn't.
Hello.
So yeah, just and you gotta look at 4, 5, 6 properties a week, maybe 10
Yeah.
properties a week. If you look at one and it doesn't make sense, we quick
Oh, yeah.
It gets frustrating, I tell you that, because it's,